The rest are all. This is a Jim Catfish Hunter Memorial that came from the team equipment manager. That one was worn on the last tap in '99. Also very colorful. The A's, I think, just because they're colors. Like the Mariners, too. One slip there a little bit. 79 All-Star Game patch, which became their logo through '83. They were only team to wear this Negro League patch in '95. Their longtime announcer, Dave Niehaus, "My oh my" was his slogan, and they did that memorial for him. Also, just like the colors of the Mariners jerseys. Fewest patches of any team in the majors is Tampa Bay. They've only had 2 in their history. First year they had that kind of wild, bizarre color scheme when they first came out. I also didn't get the Texas Rangers 1999 American League Western Division champion patches because I thought that's like 3rd or 4th place. Why celebrate that? This was the interleague patch worn by the Giants and Rangers in '97 in the first interleague series. They were the only 2 teams to wear that. This is also a very hard patch to get, the '76 bicentennial for the Rangers, and they're currently wearing their 40th anniversary. Blue Jays, this is my second most hard to come by patch, the Toronto 150th birthday celebration in 1984. Really hard to find this patch, as it is the '86 10th anniversary. But the Jays have had some colorful patches in their history, and this is for announcer Tom Cheek. And that's it for the American League. National League Arizona, the All-Star Game last year was the first time that during the season, the Diamondback players wore the patch with the A. In the All-Star Game, everyone wore it with MLB, including the Diamondback players. So this was the first All-Star Game last year in which there were 2 versions of the patch. Teams started wearing the patch for the All-Star Game in the '78 Padres. There's that jersey he had there. I'll show it to you. Atlanta Braves. What I like about the Braves is it kind of shows you the evolution of where they came from an artwork standpoint. I mean, if you look at that '85 20th season patch, it's kind of politically incorrect, if you will. And you can see how the artwork has really evolved for the patches over the years. I think these are all going to fall. Thank you. Cubs. They had a Ron Santo one last year, which I'd like to get that here. But Harry Carey, Jack Brickhouse are 2 announcers. Again, haven't had a lot of patches in their history. The interesting thing about this Mitchell and Ness version of the '84 Eastern Division champions is they wore that in the National League playoffs. So it was the first time a team had worn a patch signifying they won something in the same season they won it. And they had 2 versions of that, home and away. The Reds were the only team in '94 not to wear the 125th anniversary patch. This is also a special glittery patch of the Cincinnati Red Stockings. This is for announcer Joe Nuxhall. So they haven't worn too many. The Rockies, I just finally got the Coors Field patch here this past week. I've been wanting to get this patch for a while. Only way to get it was off of Jersey. Wore it at home in '95. What's unique about this is Coors Field. Major League Baseball usually doesn't like commercialization of companies on patches on jerseys in games played in the U.S. or Canada. Japan, of course, they wear logo patches in the season opening games. But this is a rarity to have Coors Field here, of course, named after the Coors Brewing Company in Golden, Colorado. So I thought it was quite unusual that Major League Baseball allowed the word Coors to appear on here. When Citizens Bank Park opened, for example, the word Citizens Bank didn't appear on the patch. The Astros and the Dodgers have had the most patches of any teams in their era. Here the Astros love it because a lot of different colors. This patch is the jacket patch. I haven't been able to get the jersey version of it, which is a little bit longer, but it is an authentic 1990 patch. They wore 2 in '86. But sometimes it seems that the Astros just wore patches to wear patches because they had so many of them. 40th anniversary, 45, it's kind of crazy. But they are colorful, they are unique. And it extends over to one more. They've had 16 patches, commemorative patches, since 1970. Dodgers are the other big one. This is a smaller version of the 100th anniversary. The Heroes patches, I have one here to represent, but they had about 30 of the Heroes patches in '89. Sandy Koufax didn't allow his license to his image to be licensed. They made about 6 of them before they got pulled. The Think Blue patch is kind of interesting because in 1998 they had a theme called Think Blue, and they just attached this to their batting practice uniforms and played a couple of games wearing that. And this is the Dodgers version of the Jackie Robinson patch, simply a little bit bigger with the words Dodgers across the top. Likewise,
go back.
Yes.
Tell them about the Olympic.
The Olympic patch from '84.
No, the other one there.
The Los Angeles Bicentennial.
Is that what that was? The
Yeah,
bicentennial?
Los Angeles Bicentennial,
Okay.
'81, and they wore this in the World Series against the Yankees in '81. Also, the Dodgers have had the most patches. Takes up 2 boards. Dodger Stadium, they've had one for 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and now 50. But they're very colorful. Brewers. Mitchell Ness made a Harvey Keane patch, a replica. This is an original right here. I like these two because they're very colorful. You can see the different colors. They went back to blue and gold, started blue and gold, went back to blue, and had green in between. Just some kind of neat designs and artwork on those. The Marlins. Interesting about the Marlins, this is the Carl Barger patch. He was the executive that died before the team began. The family wanted Carl removed from the bottom, so there's some that are sold. Mine is Carl. This is the Marlins version of the Jackie Robinson patch. They're the only team that requested to be able to put it in their own colors. They were the first team to have World Series champion patch after winning in the modern era. After winning the World Series, they had 2 versions, black and white. And this is their Marlins Park patch this year, which they have 2 versions, black and orange. So the Marlins have been very colorful and kind of in their own with their own rules when it comes to patches, how they want them to look. Here's the Mets. This patch probably has been voted as the worst ever commemorative looking patch. So plain and ordinary, it doesn't really make any sense. Really nice 50th anniversary patch this season, and the Gary Carter patch they're wearing this year for Gary Carter, Kid 8. The Phillies, as Peter mentioned, this was the patch they wore in '38 on that special jersey. This is an original '76 bicentennial patch, original '83. Ray was kind enough to give me a Buck Brothers patch there to be at the bottom. If anyone has a Harry Callis HK, I'd like to add it to this as well. So there's the Phillies. Pirates, the 21 was Mitchell Ness patch on the '73 Pirates. First player to really have a number put on there. Peter showed you the '75 Astros Don Wilson 40 patch. That was the second player. This is also a hard patch, their 100th anniversary one to get. Pirates fans was for the year after the strike. They kind of wanted to try to make peace with the fans for having gone on strike in '94. Right up to Chuck Tanner patch last year, former manager. Cardinals, last year with the Royals, wore this for the Joplin Tornado. World Champions jersey, they're wearing the World Champions patch as they did also in '07. Kind of nice, colorful for the Cardinals. Padres, that's okay, I can leave them flat there. I'm a Padre fan. Thankfully, Mitchell Ness was able to reproduce the '69, their first season. This is an original '78 All-Star Game patch that Peter showed you. I was an intern with the Padres in '78, in the '78 season, so I just got that patch and brought it back with me from there. Giants, also very colorful in their history, going back to '82. And then the Expos Nationals, Mitchell and Ness '76 patch, the rest are all original. There's the French version of the 125th anniversary and the French version of the Jackie Robinson patch. So, other than a couple of one-day patches and a couple of series that were played out of the country, this is essentially every commemorative patch.